blunder for him, but none the wiser. Still could have made it, but we're getting really close though, Paladin. I mean, it's I think we're only a minute or so away here from going live on Inferno, but is there anything that kind of sticks out for you that you want to see from either of these teams?
I am very curious to see just the kind of aggression from the TeamOne side. I think that they've got a lot to give with some of these aggressive players, like we're talking Malbs, IDK, Pesadillo. These guys are players that can take the game into their own hands whenever they so please. They have that individualistic nature to them. Very curious to see just fights like this. Look at this, Pesadillo straight down mid. And he loses the fight outright early on. But Molly expended and right in the game.
Control too. Yeah, this is good though. I mean, they get the first opening duel, but now they, some aggression coming in from IDK, and now Maluk's going to pull him back, and this is where Detonate now. They're not hesitating so much on the bracket control. I mean, IDK is going to be able to find that consolation prize down the ramp, but not going to matter anymore. Detonate are in this site. They're going to get the bomb plant in, and we're already at a 4-4.
And no kits, mind you. 4 players up short. Micro's got the backstab of the century here. Lining up kills, but he doesn't even get one! All those back turns, but nothing converted. Luckily, Slight and Cryptic are here to even things out. Cryptic with a huge 3K. And Detonate managed to right the ship even with the collapse from Micro there. Whew.
Oh man, we put him in the hot seat, I guess, right? We were talking about him, and unfortunately, yeah, he had everybody in front of him, but as soon as you miss those first, 2 or 3 shots, I mean, everything's over. They turned around quick, and now they finally picked up themselves a pistol, but they're going to have to figure out if they can pull up and convert the second round. We did notice a little bit yesterday. There was some problems with this. There were some costly rounds, but they also had some good benefit getting those Mac 10 kills to, like you said, build up that economy.
Very interesting. A couple of mid peaks early here. So you can start to see that TeamOne are very confident in their aim, trying to take it to Detonate early. But nothing to show for it so far. A little bit of a mid crunch here onto Freshie, punished by IDK. But the trades are back with Malbs.
Yeah, I mean, they already took down Malbs, so that's a good one. They still have those heavy pistols, though, so this could be good. And some good utility as well from TeamOne. Pesadillo by himself right now. The rotate's already coming in from Maluk, so that positioning is a little bit off. Detonate making a lot of noise, but they did this yesterday. This is where, they would throw some utility, hold the brakes. They wouldn't do very much just to see if that team's going to be aggressive, and this is what they're doing again. I love this coordination. This is some really good discipline, because now both these teams are kind of, overthinking it, but also kind of playing mind games.
3 different smokes dropped for Pesadillo, and he's the only one here. And yet Detonate still called a bluff. They see 3 smokes, and they're still willing to go through it. And they've thought right. It's just him with the deagle in back emo. And there should be no qualms here. Detonate should have this round under lock and key, unless Pesa goes huge. A big deagle headshot. Finally run over by Cryptic, and shouldn't be any heroics here.
Oh, that flash. Oh, that flash. Okay, Brett. Crisis averted. Okay, he gets to the last bullet. And there we go. Cryptic able to help him out. Some good Mac 10 kills coming in too, so that's a triple, but all of a sudden it's a one-on-one. TRK! Ooh. TRK! Oh, Detonate, they give it up, and now it's just back to a 1-on-1. A misplay, mispositioning, and it all just crumbles.
Oh, they hear the 5-7 and they think that the fight's gonna be easy. But it's dangerous. The 5-7s are lethal, and Detonate have to pay the price. Sure, you get the bomb plant. Sure, you get 4 kills, but you've given up all that momentum you gained from that pistol. Oh, that's an ugly 1v2 to drop.
Oh, they had that and they won the bag too. And yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they hear the 5-7, they're like, yeah, this is easy. We'll just mow him down, it'll be fine. But no, you can never count out a 5-7. And that's the thing, man. It's such a strong pistol.
Yeah, at range, if you can 2-tap with it. At close range, it's even deadlier with that spray potential. And there's been a lot of conversation about the strength of the 5-7 and whether it should be continued to be as powerful as it is. And I mean, credit to TeamOne to continue to use the weapon, because I think it's very, very powerful in nearly all stages of the game. You can see that even with full rifles, there's no way to combat it.
That was Detonate that did call that timeout too, and I think this was the right time. I mean, they lose a round
absolutely.
like that. You need to get yourself back in composure, right? I mean, that is a round, like you said, you should not lose pretty much any sort of the day. And I mean, the fact they drop it, they need to get those comms cleared up. Make sure no motion going into this round 3. Big purchase comes back in though, right? I mean, Cryptic's got the AK, all the pistols, a lot of utility to work around this. They did this yesterday, and it actually did work out for them. We were a little bit questioning about that, but it didn't pan out well for them, so we'll have to see if that is going to be in the deck of cards right now for this round. But look at the control they already have. They have the apartments control pretty much. Micro's just going to try to push up. Back to a 4-1 setup though, Paladin.
Prioritizing utility or Detonate this time around, and they'll retake all this map control that they lost initially. So they finally gotten brackets. Banana will also have to be retaken at some point, but for now, they're going to make do with what they have and try to make Pesa uncomfortable here. 4 players on the B, 4 players on the A bomb site early. I mean, it's a decent read out the gates.
Yeah, maybe they're just going to burn the clock here, and then you can see Pesa's kind of playing that rotate. There it is. He's already going to start running away. Still got that 3-2, and Pesa's kind of, you know, floating around. You can see it. Now Detonate, they're starting to make their presence a little bit more known. Nate comes in, doesn't do much to Cryptic, but he's going to be the one in the hot seat. He's the one that needs to get these kills. And IDK, though, he's got the MP9 in his sight. He's looking for a little bit more. It's a bloodlust, and now it's Brett coming in. Bit of a gangster with a double kill here with the MAC-10, and all of a sudden it's just down to him. He's been quiet yesterday, but he's looking to see what he can do to bring himself for redemption.
Brett pulled him really close to push that arch smoke, and he's trying to get the plant down. Nothing being offered up, no utility to really flush him out. It's all down to the fragging. And malbsMd takes the second into his grasp. Another bomb plant down to 2 players. So Detonate, I mean, honestly, they could buy again if they so please. The CT economy is not going to be pretty by any stretch of the imagination. And it got really, really hairy, especially with those max 10 kills that Brett could provide through Arch. It was ballsy, but it nearly paid off.
Well, I love that effort from Brett, too. I mean, he was trying to, you know, catch that player in library off guard. He was trying to look like he was planning, you know, the old default spot, but then he switched things up. I think it just came down to his, you know, his swing on the commitment with the gun he had. It just wasn't the right angle. But like you said, the fact that they're bringing those rounds that close, that's a good sign here. And Detonate, they're looking a lot more polished. I mean, this is early on. I know it's 4 rounds deep, but from what we saw yesterday, they look like they've done their homework.
Yeah, I was speaking to you before. I think that out of all the maps in the pool right now, Detonate looked the most comfortable on Inferno, regardless of the win rate at this point. And it's just gonna be a quick little apps pop here, flash into Arch, and then a flash into out of the balcony as well. IDK's completely blinded, and they trade effectively. It's all that matters at this point. They should have everything cleaned up.
Yeah, there it is. Okay. All right, Brett. He might be able to get a bomb plant here too. So again, this is just going to be money. He needs to start moving quickly. He's got himself the A4. Does have a molly too. Man, he's still going to press on, but his back's completely exposed to this. There we go. They get spotted. He somehow wins that fight. How does he win a situation like this? Pesa runs through it. Pesa just survives. Oh my goodness. God. It comes down to a 1v1? Excuse me?
I mean, the ramifications of that will hurt. A 2v1 in the previous, a 1v1 here. And a huge cash injection for Detonate heading into round number 5. Honestly, the more economically savvy decision. And they've still got the economy of the CTs by the scruff of their neck right now. And I think there's still a possibility that they can take hold of this half early. It really comes down to this one. Slight's got his AWP out. He can hang that above Maluk's head for a little while. But this could be a huge swing round in potential for this half.
Yeah, full commitment coming in from TeamOne, but Detonate too. They're going to try to also bully their way into this banana control. Cryptic does start things off, but there's malbs. We talk a lot about him. He does get the trade. It's only 1 though. TeamOne have already had the rotate here. They have 3 players committed to this B site. Now Detonate, they can just pull things back. You can see the bombs just waiting in the back of T-Ramp. So kind of testing, you know, teasing the idea of banana control still. A lot of utilities being burned here from the CTs. Look at that. Everything's gone, and now it's just going to turn into firefights.
trying to retake that banana control really late was awesome to see. They go 1-for-1. They're fine with it. They park Malbs here. Spots a little bit of shoulder from Micro. Forced to deploy smoke in that sense. So pivot back over to Arch side. IDK and Freshie go toe-to-toe. And again, map control lost. The 2v3 now, Detonate have to scrounge for a little bit of map control. And they realize all we really have is banana. So why not go at Malbs after this smoke fades and see what sticks?
You got the molly with double smokes too, so now they're throwing the utility in. IDK gonna hope his prayers that he can land a spam through this. But it is Malbs just behind New Box. He's somebody that's gonna have to ignite the bomb. He's gonna just commit to the planning. That's an easy one in Malbs. Yeah, 1-2, yes please. 4-1 score line. A tough situation though. I feel like Detonate, they could have actually tried to recommit back at A, because I mean you could see as soon as that kill happened with the lurk, the next CT player, which was IDK, he started rotating right away to B. So, I mean, they possibly could have that timing on the commitment on A.
I think the worst worry for Detonate in that round is trying to retake all of brackets with such little time expending. So they said, let's cut our losses and see if we can try to full send it into the B side and overwhelm Malbs, but it doesn't turn out to pan out just because they didn't have time to clear out New Box straight up. And they paid the price. And we said that TeamOne's money was on the cards, but now is the time for them to really strengthen it. Navigating that previous with 3 alive, and now Detonate relegated to pistols. Maluk getting another 5v3 confirmed. This should be an easy little mop up here. And they've found a way to right the ship and hold on with the CT half. They're gonna have money for days now, Laz.
Yeah, they're gonna have quite a bit of money. I mean, for Detonate, they were just trying to inflict some damage, right? But I mean, Maluk did get a second chance, a second life, I guess, right? But yeah, they were just trying to see if they can find a kill or two, just earn that economy, but not going to be the plan. It is a flawless round here for TeamOne, and we got the money back on the board here for Detonate. Do we see Slight commit back to an op? I feel like yesterday we didn't really get to see him, you know, perform the way we normally get to see him. But hey, a new day. Maybe he will.
I think he does his best work on these CT sides. It's still really hard to see the kind of impact that he has on the T side, especially on Inferno, no less. It's been a huge talking point for, honestly, the entire game's lifetime, where T-sided opping has always been very, very difficult. And nowadays, you're really looking towards these post plants to have these ops get activated. They're not getting into these post plants. They're barely being able to stack onto the side. Now it's Maluk under hot fire. Malbs goes down and pays the price. Aggression in a banana, the flashes, the chaos, it all goes TeamOne's way back into the 3v3. Just Maluk here waiting. 10 HP left on him. And they're getting ready to just re-execute this B bomb site, call the bluff of TeamOne, and get that bomb down.
There's so much time too, so now they know the ops there. Maluk trying to go for the spam, but they have plenty of utility. They can cover things off. I mean, they should be able to get this plant down. But all the CTs are here, so even IDK coming in from the banana side. And look at Maluk, he's able to get that peek. He does win that op duel, so now it's down to Brett and Freshie. And I mean, Brett, he's been doing pretty big this game, but now IDK comes in from the back. It's all down to Freshie. He finds one, but now he needs to find two. I think he has the comms. I think he heard that both of them are there. They're just going to stick this, so there's no reason for them to get off of it. Freshie, you got to get moving, and nah, dog. It ain't happening, and that's a 6 gain for TeamOne.
I think when he heard those bullets, he was assuming that they had gotten off of it, but pros don't fake, Laz, and TeamOne lock in a 6th, and another timeout being called here by Detonate. And rightfully so. They've taken a very potentially even situation at that 2-1, 3-1 scoreline, and things have quickly ballooned out of their favor into this 6-1 lead for TeamOne. They've very easily figured out how Detonate like to play. They're very willing to give them space and retake quickly after. And heading into round number 8, you got the bomb plant, so you get another buyout for Detonate, but you really are looking for rounds at this point. Finding a way to claw your way back into this one, because we spoke about it in the previous series. They do their best work on the T side. That's where they find their best openings. And so far, it's not really panned out for them.
Well, yeah, even yesterday, I mean, we saw the first half that was against MIBR. That was an 8-7, and I mean, they brought things back. They lost the half, but I mean, they made it a 1-round difference. And now look at malbs. He's just fully pushing. Look at this aggression. This is what TeamOne likes to do. Get that mid control. They crunch it. So now, Detonate, they only have one option. They got to commit to this B site. But look at Maluk. He's already pushing the back. He's still got the op, but Cryptic's able to help him out. Back to a 3-3. Op available now for Detonate for Slight. Utility a lot more lackluster here for the T side. And these CTs, I think they're going to try to go for this. I mean, there's no reason for them not to. They can find a kill early on, but Slight finally gets a connection made. More mollies are just going to flush him out, but look at that positioning. No problem at all. And I think TeamOne, they're going to pack their bags on this round. They're going to call it.
Yeah, really difficult with that molly missing that initial one. Perhaps they would have found a way to trade into Slight there. Maybe there was room for a retake on the cards, but not this time. They finally deal with Maluk in back coffins. Previously, they allowed him to live for so long, and he can, you know, take fights as he pleases as soon as that bomb is going down. But it's just not been happening. And finally, taking him out once that bomb goes down, things get a lot easier in the 3v3. But the reinvestment comes out. It's definitely very expensive, right? They don't have multiple buys in the tank. It comes down to this one. So still room for Detonate to claw their way back into this.
Yeah, there's definitely room. They can definitely do it. They did it before. But I love the attempt from TeamOne. Even being up that many rounds, they're still mixing up the playbook, right? Keeping Detonate on their toes. Detonate have really changed up their game plan, though, on this Inferno versus than yesterday. I mean, they are taking a lot of banana control. They want that real estate. And they've been pretty much getting it quite convincingly, but maybe not right now. I mean, a FAMAS, we talk about how bad it is, but no, apparently not. It's in malbs' hands. Still looking for more.
Oh my god, this utility damage is just incredible. And
look at them.
I mean, Detonate, they get banana on nearly every round, but it's these retakes of banana that is so much more worrying. As soon as they come back in the car, these pop flashes are catching them so off guard. And now they're just dealing as the walking wounded. Another reflash in for Mob to continue fighting here. More spam from the op. It's just so deadly. They can't do anything. They can't find their way in the car.
Well, I was saying that Detonate gets it convincingly. Apparently not. And there's a double. Yeah, all right. The HP's low. Now malbs is just farming. He's got himself a triple in this round. I mean, it's down to 2. It's a 2-on-5 here for Detonate. Just under 40 seconds. No more utility to use. They use their last smoke. Oh, this is a tough one. They have to win this opening duel. They don't, and I don't know. This one might be an easy one. There it is. Malbs even gets picked up an AK. Big investment upgrade. Man, that was like a chaotic round of banana.
All 5 stay alive. Detonate relegated again. And it's 2 different retakes of banana, and the timings are just so minute and so well done. You can tell that they've studied Detonate's game plan, that they love to take banana early and hold that part of the map. And then maybe pivot back to brackets late. They understand this, and the only way to kind of break through that is by getting that retaking of banana, and it works so well, and it catches Detonate so off guard. Very, very well done from the CT side of TeamOne, not letting Detonate breathe on their offensive half.
Another flash coming in from Micro, so it's just going to be that apartment's pop. Maluk might not be ready this, but IDK, he's just cleaning it up with a triple. Not able to find that 4th, though. Now it's just down to Brett and Micro. Brett gets caught in the corner of the wall. Now Micro by himself. It's a 1-on-4. Ain't no chance. TeamOne guaranteed the half with a bare minimum. Do we see Detonate do a bit of a comeback like we saw yesterday?
They've got to find a way through it, and previously it was just individual heroics, right? We had a couple of clutches come through, and slowly but surely they found their way back into the half, and we need something like that to reignite Detonate, or else TeamOne are just going to run away with it. One thing we've noticed is when these Brazilians get really confident in their play, it just gets more and more difficult. The plays that they make just ooze that kind of disrespect in some ways. You don't want that to quickly collapse as it is right now.
Well, instead of Detonate going for the banana control, I think that, 2 rounds ago, they're like, no, I don't want to do this. They're going to try right back to the mid bracket. We saw them do this a little bit yesterday where they took it slow, waited things out. Freshie trying to get a little bit more aggressive and cheeky through the smoke. What? A lot more patience here, even from both teams. I mean, Team One, they haven't really pressed on too much. Freshie.
Wow.
Oh man, he's a goner. That's huge from Maluk.
I mean, these side anchors are immovable. They're always good for one before the bomb goes down. It makes these retakes so much more viable. Maluk with a beautiful little bait and switch. Trigger discipline from IDK. Lines up two, gets info on the third. And this is just so tough in the 2v5. How do you get out of this if you're Brett and Slight?
Just one little bit of a misplay, and Slight does find up one, but now it's just Brett by himself and not going to be here again. And I mean, that's a big round. I love that play. You know, the shake and bake, the switch up, you know, they do a bit of a fake situation and have that player in the cubby just waiting things out. Like you said, trigger discipline, and that's the benefits when you don't just go for the first kill right away. You just give it that extra second or two, and just like that finds a 2K. But Detonate are going to call another timeout. We saw this a lot yesterday too. I mean, this is where they were calling timeouts all the first half. They were trying to figure out what they need to do. They're running out of them though, and they're running out of rounds to make a comeback.
You know, when I see teams do this, it's usually just because they want to find a way back into this half. They know that if this half runs away from them, that the map just might be straight up over. So why not dedicate your timeouts earlier on to get yourself back into the game? I definitely don't think it's a bad approach by any means. It just feels like we need a conversion to follow up with that sometime. And it might not be this round to do it. 5 Tech 9s for Detonate. A lot of utility, but we've seen that even with that utility and the map control that they can gain, TeamOne are very happy to retake it later on in the round, and they've done well to retake that map control.
Well, I mean, they've just pretty much gotten full control of the apartments. They made it problematic here for Detonate to find anything. Now they do get the bracket control again. Now they're just going to rush up lane, so they're going to try to put these pistols to work. And actually, Freshie does find that engagement. The bomb's going to get planted right away, but it doesn't make it through. It's Graveyard, and now it's IDK again being a problem. A big nuisance here. Tech 9's need to find it, but no, Maluk! Oh, man, that movement. Oh, that is something bright. And now it's just down to Brett on a 1-on-3. He's got some time, but Paladin, I don't like these odds.
No, I don't at all. This is quite the sticky situation. The smoke on Arch fades. Things get even more difficult for Brett. And all three players just go charging through Arch. They don't even let him plant the bomb. Besa with the USP. And man, not being able to kill Maluk there, that's one of those tilting kills that just really, really bothers you in the long run. And Detonate take their, I believe, their final timeout now. And yeah, it's really for all the marbles. I mean, they've poured so many resources into this. They need these 3 rounds here, Laz.
They really do. And I know we can't stress this enough. I mean, this is the side where they are more dominant on, and this is where they were making, you know, a good comeback or a good scoreline for MIBR, but now they're losing grip of it. I mean, Team One, they're looking pretty, man. They're in double digits. They're 10 rounds, worst case scenario going into the second half, but Detonate, they need these 3 to transition over that CT side. But I don't know what we're going to see a little bit differently, but not really much of a difference in terms of the weapon idea here, because Slight is still going to go with that AWP. He's not going to let it go. He's going to try to put the big green back on the board.
You got to have belief that you can turn things around and continue with your op, but at some point or the other, something's got to give way. He's been naded down to hell or high water. 25 HP, and he burns out IDK from downtown, and the woes continue for Detonate's AWP. 4v5. I mean, there's been 0 openings, I feel, this half for Detonate to really work around with, and the spam in the Freshie, it just gets uglier and uglier, lads. This is like just bad to worse for Detonate.
This is, yeah, bad to worse indeed. The gloves are off right now, man. Team One, they ain't messing around. Oh, Maluk. Okay, that's a swing and a miss. Don't see that very often, but an easy one. But Now TeamOne, they can just recalibrate the 3 players here at B. But again, this is where Detonate, they have to figure out what to do with this. They have a little bit more utility that they can burn things off. But look at Pesa. He's still going to be over-peaking this. They're going to commit to this. But Detonate now, they realize they can just pull back. They still have plenty of time to work with.
And they finally parked Freshie at near apartments. This allows for them to have a fallback plan at the very least. They understand that brackets can be recovered. But when is the pin going to drop on TeamOne's side to pull another one back over the A bomb site? Because of right now, malbs has stayed stoic. He refuses to leave CT. And they're just going to walk all the way up short. Contact play up onto the A site.
Yeah, I like this play. This is a good idea. Bag and bag, though, but TRK able to find that one. So now the time is ticking. They have to get this ball plant down. There's no time. They realize it. And just like that, it's 2 players in the site. They burn the clock and detonate. They did the right idea. They had the right plan to just go in silently, try to, you know, be a silent assassin, but it backfires. And it comes up to the anchors that just pull up an 11th round for TeamOne. The
issue with the time expiring there is you need just a couple more seconds to flush out these site players, because that crossfire it's a tale as old as time. It's so deadly and always has been ever since this map has ever come out. The small pit site crossfire, and you've got to have a game plan to completely dislodge it, and they didn't have enough time to really do that. And now we're back to the same old of malbs just running down banana and tearing heads off. Round 14 is just the same old here, Laz.
Yeah, I don't even care. It's against guns too. This isn't even against pistols, and they're still bringing the fight. Oh man. TeamOne just having a party, and Detonate, they're just the pinata at this moment.
Feels like every bit of utility, every spam, it's all going against Detonate right now. It's one of those games for them.
Yeah, nothing's going their way at all. And now, I mean, Cryptic, again, just trying to play the slow play. They're just going to be creeping on through. They've gotten pretty deep in lane, but it is that crossfire back in the big pit in sight. TRK just playing a strong position, doesn't have to overpeak this. It's going to be a little bit of reliance here coming in from IDK. Flash is there. He is blind, but going to wait things out. Cryptic not able to find the shot either, and now Slight, he's got the op. He has to save this. Goes for a shot. Now this is where TeamOne, they like to hunt. Why not? You're up 11-2. You might as well. And now Slight, he's going to have a DM session, and oh no, he's caught at the worst time in the world. And that is a 12-2, and we're going in to the last round of this first half.
Whew. It's dire. It's real dire here. And keep in mind, elimination on the line detonates map pick of Inferno. This is their most comfortable map, and it's an absolutely dominating affair from the Brazilians of TeamOne. A squad that has been fired up after their loss against Nouns, and they're looking to continue their ECL run in style. To do it on this map, no less, is just so impressive. And to flash into mid, this is ballsy for sure. They're just gonna charge down mid.
Yeah, they're gonna keep going.
Firefights all over the shop.
Yeah, they don't care at all. This is the thing about TeamOne that's so scary. When they start to frag out, they really start to frag out, and there's just even more aggression coming in from Pesa. He does some big damage on the micro. Not enough to get the kill, but now IDK takes down the bomb carrier. Another nade coming into place. It's down to micro. It's a 1-on-2 situation. He's got over a minute now, Paladin, but man, he's got no options. He's down under 20 HP. If he can find this kill in IDK, he puts himself back into the 1v1, but now he's just making all the noise. They know exactly where he is. Oh, I think it's just a matter of time, and there it is. It's a 13-2. We're going to take you to that break, and we'll see you in just a little bit for the second.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Well, it was a sterling defense and hold here from Team One, but now we switch things over to the second half of map number 1. Laz and Paladin to bring you this action, and now we need to see Detonate fully explode here.
They need something. And if we gotta talk about something, it's gotta be this pistol. 22-8 from IDK, the A-side anchor from Team One on the first half. Talk about just outclassing your opponents individually.
Yeah, he's gaming. Look at this stack too, Detonate. They got a good read on this, actually. They've done a 4-1. Double on the sandbag.
Oh
my
man.
How does Slight take that all the way to 99? But Micro does get some big kills. That's a good sign here. Finally, we're starting to see Detonate getting on that kill feed. It's just down to Maluk and Pesadello. But oh no, wait a minute. Once was a Detonate advantage is now turned back to an equalized 2-2. And now Brett needs to survive, and he has to wait for his teammate because he's by himself. If he dies, this could be it. And he's still committing to this fight. He takes down the bomb carrier, and Pace not able to land these shots. This is getting greasy. But he's got the bomb. Look at this. He's going to run away, Paladin. He's got this one. He's got a free sight if he wants to.
Oh,
but he's going to fake it and look at... Yeah,
Yeah.
the rotate's coming in.
Ooh, but no smoke this time to make the crossover. He's got to win this head-to-head on against Brett. Ooh, it's all a matter of time when he gets this step. Yeah, I don't think he's even going to get a plant at this point.
And Brett's committing. Brett's still going to overpeak, and he wins it. Okay, all right. And right now, we see Detonate. They, like you said, something they needed. They got themselves a pistol, so they're going to put all the money in the board. They have to. They got a long road ahead of them. 10 rounds they need for overtime. 3 for Team One to go on to the next map for Mirage.
And Team One are not going to ego this. They're not going to buy down with deagles, try to extend play. They'll take the eco. They understand. We'll just get guns out in the next. And I think this is the smart decision. This is the decision that wins the game quicker.
Yeah, they're scary with Deeks too. I mean, everybody knows that Team One is a team that, you know, Deek stats are just insane here for ECL. But some good pickups here from Slight. Again, this is good for him too, as being the opper. He's just going to try to build up that economy as much as he can. Yeah, they're just going to try to do a little bit of a firing range down middle here. This one should be quick and done and easy, and there it is. 1 casualty for Slight, but he does get that triple like I talked about, sitting at 5,100 now. So he could go for the op, and oh yeah, he doesn't even hesitate. He goes right in.
No, but now he doesn't have any armor to back it up.
Ah, you don't need armor.
Real risk there. Oh, I mean, if there's an up-tempo play from Team One, just one little Galil shot to the shoulder and things are going to get real difficult. Oh. Perhaps still just, like, mentally a bit checked out with the scoreline. That's where risks like that can come out. They've got banana control, something working out in their favor early here.
Yeah, I mean, look at the damage control too. Cryptic's already down low, and Brett's actually playing aggressive, but I like this. Brett's now going to pull on back. This is what you want to do, right? You find that opening duel. Now they can just reset up for the defense. They've been able to put some good pressure on, so now Team One have to figure out something to bring this back to an equal situation. A slow take back into the banana control. Leaving Brett by himself. Detonate going to commit to a 4-player stack at this A, but that's the wrong read. And
oh no, no smoke as well to stall things. It's just a
firing.
free B bomb site unless Brett goes huge. Oh well, Slight's here at least.
Yeah, but these nades are going to block things off, so he's going to have to hope for a bank shot. Brett's still over peeking. Brett finds a kill though. Oh man. All right. Teammates are coming in. They're coming in for the rotate, but it's back to a 4-on-3, and it's barely an advantage here for Detonate.
They've got some positional advantage with Micro and Freshie both scaling on banana side.
Oh, this flash could be huge though.
Ooh, good little nade there. Doesn't do any damage.
There's these trades coming back, and now Maluk's spamming things away, and now it's just down to Mulbs. He's got a Galil. Been able to give us a demonstration with the FAMAS, but that ain't it. Not here for this round, and Detonate survive. They keep the op in the rotation as well. They're starting to make a claw back here. I mean, $3,700, lowest that we've seen here from Team One. I mean, Paladin, if they want, they could try to just, you know, commit to a purchase here and see what they can do with round 19.
Yeah, again, a purchase there would shatter the economy of Detonate, put them on a double eco. But again, very similar to Detonate, they want to be a little lax here. Just go with pistols, upgrade that into armor, prioritize a bit of utility, and maybe try to overwhelm with the side exec late round. Micro just gotta dump all of his utility here as he goes charging down middle potentially. Real
Makes me a
ballsy.
little worried. Yeah, I feel like he's just gonna swing. I mean, I call Brett the swing. Brett's the swinger on this team, right? I mean, he over peaks everything. I feel like, but maybe not. But at least he's playing the anti-flash. He's just gonna play close here, so Brett's gonna be able to pick up that util. But it is the B site that's coming in now. And yeah, this is. You talked a lot about this yesterday. I mean, Detonate, unfortunately, they just had the wrong reads, and we're kind of still seeing that now.
Now they'll have a full side exec here. Luckily, Brett and I think Micro was also thinking about moving on over. But they've got a tuck tail soon. As soon as they've cleared out all of brackets here, they should be fully aware of what's coming, especially with that nade on top of Slight. Here comes the cavalry.
These players could maybe line up. Slight does give Mulbs a haircut. So now the Molly going to deny that plant maybe just a little bit. No, it does not. It gets extinguished, and now spamming through. They do some damage onto Maluk, but the bomb's going to get planted. They don't do anything to deny it. Now, I mean, the players are low here on the T side. They're just going to peek as much as they can. Flash comes in, but Brett ain't blind, but it doesn't matter. He's a dead man. 2 players remaining, IDK and TRK. Now, what do they do? And it's just down to IDK. It's just a whifferino, and now it ain't a ripperino. It's going to be Detonate again to pull up more rounds consecutive here for this second half.
Now you got all the bells and whistles of your TeamOne. This is what you're looking for. Trying to get settled into this T side. Find a way back into this half. There's still a long way to go. A lot of rounds to recover for Detonate. They finally got a little momentum to speak about. Finally, some comfortable retakes. Money's sitting a little bit more pretty this time around. But they've got to be in it for the long haul. Stay resilient. And that was definitely one thing that we talked about in the MIBR series, where they stayed competitive throughout. There's just a couple of swing rounds that caused them the loss on their map pick, but maybe they can find a different result this time around.
Yeah, this is going to make Detonate feel really good, though. I mean, the fact that they're bringing up this many rounds. Even TeamOne, look at this. I mean, not aggressive, not over peaking. And now we're starting to see Detonate getting a little bit more comfortable. Even the pop flash comes into mid. Micro a little bit hesitant on that peak. Cancels it in the last second. But right back down to the 4-1. This is what Detonate likes to do. They put a lot of responsibility here for Slight. He's that anchor. They might have a right read on this time, maybe. The bomb is towards that A side, but now it's starting to transition over to that B side.
Cool smoke to at least show some presence from TeamOne. And since Slight realizes that there's nothing being scaled on this easy side, he thinks that it's just a bluff, really. But they're just going to be re-executing onto this. They really want to test this B bomb site. They think it's super susceptible, and they'd be right, but the timings have just been slightly off. Maybe this is the one.
Oh, this smoke might have been the perfect timing, but Brett, he just misses the shots. Now Slight puts that smoke to an advantage. He repositions, but he whiffs. He needed that kill, but maybe he's able to find another one. Oh, no. This is just starting to look like some whiffs, but now Freshie helps him out a little bit. Slight finally picks up a much-needed kill. It's down to Maluk here, and Cryptic with the AUG. Yeah, he got bailed out indeed, and now Detonate are on a bit of a tear, Paladin. I mean, they are bringing up so many rounds, and we haven't seen 1 round gain from TeamOne this entire second half.
Yeah, Slight being able to live for as long as he did is a super troubling sign for TeamOne. You get the initial kill on a Brett, you find a way into the site, but if you can't clear Freshie and allow him to play in front of coffins like that, or flush out Slight from the site itself, it's really, really difficult to convert. You can see that regardless of that opening, no bomb plant, no discomfort of these side anchors, and you're not going to be able to convert.
That was a good shot on Quesadello that came in from Slight. They actually caught the toes. Brett now playing ultra aggressive. They actually run past each other, I think. Now Brett A little bit of a peekaboo. He does get the trade though. Help out his teammate. Good mix-up that we're seeing from Detonate now. I talked about this last round, but we're starting to see it towards the banana side, whereas I was kind of expecting it more in the A and going the pops in middle. Back to that 3-1 though. They're going to keep the sole anchor of Brett by himself now. Slight transitioning the op here on Arch side. This is a good mix-up though. Slight's been usually the anchor, but now they mixed it up. There it is. He finally gets that connection. Oh, this AUG, man. I love it. I feel like it's just more of a statement.
Yeah, just trying to send a little bit of a message. And it's going to be 8 now for Detonate, closing the gap. Nearing that double-digit mark. And if you're TeamOne, you got to start considering, when do we call the timeout? When do we bend the knee in terms of respect and give them that little bit of kind of worry that this comeback is really and well and truly on?
Yeah, I agree. TeamOne, I feel like they don't love calling those timeouts unless something's going on early on, but they're going to wait it out. Maybe this next round could be something different. It is going to just be the save, and definitely the right call. I mean, they had no control of the situation. The bomb was just planted right in the mid side. You could see that Detonate were just staring at it. We're going to let that thing lose their sights. But now money, it's pretty dicey. I mean, TRK and malbs could, gleal up if they wanted to work around this, but I feel like they're just going to do pistols with full util.
Yeah, they'll give some concessions to Muluk and Pesa in the following round, but for now, they want to keep the core of this roster to have money going into the next, but it's going to be ugly here. Rounds 22 and 23 are not going to be the best of buys. There's going to be concessions either which way. And now Slight's getting a little bit more confidence to go down for the alt mid peak. He misses between the wickets. But a chunky little nade.
Yeah, it's good utility damage coming in. This is where we saw TeamOne. They were flourishing a little bit. Now TeamOne messing around. Slight's fully blind. He misses another shot. But it is going to be Freshy from the back. He's not able to get a kill, but he does a little bit of damage. Now Micro getting overwhelmed here on the Arch side. More utility damage. Man, this is problematic. And now Micro just gets overrun here. And Brett, look at this positioning. Oh, this is not what you want. But look at the trigger discipline, Brett. And you find more. He does find himself a double. Okay. An AK here from Muluk. Man, blind shots with an AUG through the smoke. All right. And now he overswings it. What is going on? What is this round? Oh no, this could all just crumble, and it does. Brett, he gives up the sight. The plant's coming in. Slight's gonna come all the way around. He's gonna go through Arch, down the middle, and he's gonna try to flank things out in Banana. The players are low. Look at a combination of 18 HP.
And they have no awareness of where Slight is. He should be able to get this kill on a TRK, but it's really how Muluk wants to play this clutch out. Kits are up. And the rifle has been recovered.
Yeah, he's got that rifle. The smoke could be placed here. He can just commit to the defuse. Oh, nobody's caught with the utility! Oh, man, a simple mistake. Costly now for Detonate. They were on an absolute tear. Making a death sentence here on the second half. TeamOne finally called themselves their first time out now. They win the round. Now they're going to talk about it.
I mean, that was just an absolute collapse in communication from Detonate. As soon as you've got that spawn smoke, maybe just rescind it. You've got the man advantage. You could play the retake. You understand that they don't have much to play with, but they get a bit overzealous. They go charging through. And I think another defensive collapse in terms of where Brett decided to relocate. Instead of staying within the site, he relocates to the top of Banana and again gets punished late round with the Tech 9. At that point, you can't even blame Slight for losing the clutch. He shouldn't even be in that situation to begin with. And it cost them. At this point, you've got not many opportunities to make errors like this. TeamOne are down 14, knocking on the door, and with all these close rounds, look at this. Micro's been relegated to a deagle.
Oh, man. Then they're going to kick themselves a little bit for that round, and well, we finally see TeamOne. They take advantage of those mistakes. 3-2 set up a nice little double boost. Ooh, that shot from Slate, I like that. Doesn't land though, but pretty cool. It's pretty neat. Nade comes in. Brett might catch this. He does. He's already down to 44. He's barely seen anybody. He's already lost half his HP.
Info gained. They understand that there are at least 2 on this site with the Molly and the CT shoulder peak. But they try to change things up, Detonate. They move Slight into the site as well. Have him trained on that top banana peak, and they're going to go trying to retake. A pop flash to come through.
The overpeaks is Slight.
Nothing.
There's no utility. They even threw it to each other, and they still try to commit to it. They just gift it. They give up 2 bodies. They lose everything now. And TeamOne, they can just sit back, man. They can just kind of keep, Detonate sweating a little bit.
Yeah, Freshie will go hunting in the apartments. Should be good for at least 1, but he doesn't even get the lineup. IDK rips his head off. Cryptic, the last bastion of hope on the A site. He gets too sure, but they dug themselves into quite the hole, Detonate. Losing that initial banana fight. And you really thought that would have been the perfect timing. Might have caught malbs square in the face with the flashbang, but perhaps another communication collapse. And this has come at the most inopportune time for Detonate. They've got absolutely no funds to speak of to defend map point rather, with just this sole rifle, and it might even be ripped away. Oh, just 11 HP. Yeah, it's gone. They've got nothing to speak of. And what a way to have this potential comeback just ripped away from them.
Yeah, I'm just so confused on what we saw there. Like you said, it must have been a communication collapse or something, but it's just an over peak that came in. I think it was Slight that just extended himself a bit too fast before the flash could be placed. I mean, malbs was just perfectly timed there. I mean, his crosser was ready to go, and look at what they have to work with now. A Mag 7 from Moss Deagles. Light utility. This ain't what you want. Like we talked about, this is the last round here. Micro! What? I didn't even hear the first shot.
Oh,
I didn't even know he got that kill. I was like, oh no, okay, he whiffed. He's gone, and then I'm like, wait a second, Micro's picking up multi-kills with this thing? Okay. Alright. I'm just gonna freak out. Micro's just gonna pull everything now. I talked a lot about him. He pulled up a lot here. He was heavy lifting, and now he wants to heavy lift for round 24.
A lot of cash earned in the back pocket as well. Shotgun kills reap some very pretty rewards. And 3v5 with 16 HP on IDK. This is, I mean, it's a tough round. They can definitely still find their way through and secure the map, but it's not going to be easy.
Well, this is about Detonate too. They need to make sure they're not going to overextend this too. I mean, I know they're desperate for guns here too, but let's not forget that, I mean, it's only Cryptic and Micro, the only players with guns. Got an op, and they also have the FAMAS. Yeah, TeamOne, they're just going to save this. I mean, they kind of have to. This is the weirdest round. I feel like this is the most NA round we've seen in a long time.
Yeah. Maluk will have money to buy in the next. Pesa should be able to have something dropped over to him. Ooh, time will expire. Freshie doesn't completely clear logs out. And they'll just handshake. They'll get all the money they can buy in the following as they please, but TeamOne with another opportunity to close things out 6 more times.
I can't believe it, though. I mean, this is where we saw Micro. We were talking about this in the pre-show, where, like, Micro is doing big clutches, putting up some big plays. Been a little quiet for this one, and then all of a sudden he's like, don't worry, boys. Let Micro take care of things for you.
Papa's here.
Yeah, Papa's here. Yes, exactly. Double Mag 7, builds the funds, picks up an off. That couldn't have gone better for Detonate. They pulled something, a rabbit out of the hat here. I don't understand it, but they'll work with it. Off for Maluk too. I mean, we haven't seen the T side off yet.
Definitely would help this time around. Retaking of Banana from TeamOne after that initial CT barrage. Nothing offered up though. IDK's charged his way through the arch side. Brett losing that initial duel, reflashed in and spots nothing. Here comes a little bit of a lurk smoke and a counter directly from the T's, but all over the place are TeamOne, trying to take all these bits and bobs of map control. They get a kill on a freshie, punishing that app's aggression. But Brett, he just pounces from boiler.
Yeah, that's
all
weird.
the way through into the 4v4. That's ballsy.
That is so ballsy. And now, I mean, they put themselves in that advantage, but Slight's gonna go for the peak. And actually gets the collat! He gets a collat! Okay. Detonate. They are trying to make a comeback. And they are making things interesting now. Paladin, Micro by himself here, the anchor. He has to frag out. He can hear these players coming in. He's just gonna swing, and he's almost able to get the double kill. Another attempt here from Slight. Misses the shot. Pesa gonna commit to this plan. He isn't even gonna hesitate. Wants that money built up. He's in a clutch situation. An HE, the only PC utility for him. An AWP with 4 bullets. And now these CTs, they just have to commit together. If they can swing this all at the right time, they should be able to find this. Pesa missing his first, the Deagle with the second, and he finally gets put to the grave. And Detonate, they have secured a 10th round.
Finally, double digits scrounged up, honestly, from Detonate. But at what cost? 2 men alive. Money still not looking the greatest. And with that bomb plant max loss bonus for TeamOne, they should have another buy into this one. Another opportunity, 5 more chances to convert the opponent's map pick of Inferno. Keep in mind, Mirage and Nuke in the back pocket. Comfort battlegrounds for TeamOne, all things said. So to convert here, it feels like seemingly knocking on the door of eliminating Detonate from ECL Season 44.
Good aggression coming in from Brett, and now Slight actually did get a lot of information, but Cryptic playing on the high ground, but it's only a 1 kill. Now Malbs is activated. He's bloodthirsty. He wants to end this. He doesn't want to talk about a comeback here for Detonate. And Maluk comes in from the sewers too, able to find another kill. All of a sudden now Detonate are down to 2.
Oh, and they've been mollied off as well. What a perfect pop flash from IDK to set up Malbs there. Beautiful little double, basically hook, line, and sinker. Closed out the map here. Slight in a 1v4, an impossible task. Doesn't know where TRK is made out to be, but he's back on the A side. Maluk closes things out. 16-10. It was a little labored on that T side, but they get the job done, no problem. 1-0 start for TeamOne as they look to stay within these playoffs.
Man, I can't believe it. It's just heart-wrenching here for Detonate.